Hello, my name is Crystal Black. I work at Grid Dynamics, and today Grid Dynamics presents Agile Software Factory, a continuous delivery toolkit that uses pre-integrated tools to implement end-to-end development and release processes. Industry standard and best practices implemented in ASF serve as a solid foundation for assuring an efficient, agile, and structured DevOps culture. Offering a wide range of standard pre-configured features, ASF can easily be customized to address unique requirements and integrate with the business's existing processes and tools. All ASF components are integrated into a cohesive system. This integration also supports consistent user experience and data representation across all tools. For example, while browsing a Jira ticket, a developer can see the links to the Jenkins build history, all Jira tasks, Garrett changes, and Jenkins build have consistent information. Jenkins is a core element of the ASF infrastructure, and most of the other components are integrated with Jenkins using a special approach to integration for each case. Let's move to the live demo. Here you can see all ASF components such as Jenkins, Garrett, Nexus, Jira, LDAP, Sonar, and Selenium Grid. All ASF tools are integrated with LDAP. Users have the same credentials. So today we will demonstrate how developers can process code changes through CI process pipeline and how ASF actually works. We will use well-known pet clinic application as an example. Let's start. Here we have pet clinic open in IDEA. Let's go to Jira to create a new issue. It will be a task. For demo purposes, we will change full name calculation, so first name and last name will be swapped. Okay, let's create. Here it is. ASF2, go to IDEA. Let's make a new branch to work on our change. Currently we are in Dev branch. The new branch will have name FB change full name. Now we need to push the new branch without any changes to the remote Git repository. The branch has been pushed. And now we're ready to make changes. For this change, we need to switch over first name and last name in the get full name method. Let's do it. Done. Commit our changes. It's very important to put Jira identifier into the commit message. So Jira issue and Jenkins build and Garrett changes will be integrated across all of ASF. Commit, and then we need to push our commit for code review. Good. Here we can see the commit message. Let's make a push. Push is successful. So, as a developer, we can refresh our Garrett area and see the new change has also arrived. At the same time, we can see that in Jenkins, an FB build review job has started. FB build review job has failed. Let's see why. Test failed. Okay. Here we can clearly see that expected string and actual string are not the same, so we need to fix the test. Let's do it. And also, verification was not completed here, so code review also may not be proceeded. Fix tests. Okay. As the original developer, I can see that my change request was not approved by the reviewer, and also verification is not there. And now I should make changes to the test. Let's do it. Then commit, new change, amend commit here. Here you can see the change ID. We should keep this change ID. Commit is successful. Then, push to Garrett once again. Push is successful. Let's see what's happened. In Jenkins, we can see the feature branch build review job is now running. And another developer still has this change on the report. The feature branch build and review job has successfully finished. That means that all tests passed here and verification should be completed. Let's check it. Yes, verification is completed now. Now let's see and proceed code review. It's clear. And also tests. Everything is fine. The change request was reviewed, and now the code reviewer is able to submit this change request for remote feature branch. The change request has been submitted to feature branch. Feature branch build job is running on Jenkins, and feature branch functional test testing job will also run. Let's see. Build successfully completed. Functional tests failed. Let's see what happened. Here we can see that the expected string and the actual string are not the same. And now we need to fix the functional test. Let's do it. Here's the functional test. We're going to make those changes here. Done. Then commit all the changes. We should remove the change ID identification here because our previous change was merged to the feature branch, so we need to create a brand new commit. Okay. Then push our changes to code review. Push successful. The other developer can see our change request, see the code review, okay. Everything seems okay. Let's make a review. Let's see what happened in Jenkins. Feature branch build job is currently running. Build was successfully completed. That means that verification passed successfully, and the developer can submit this change request to remote branch. Let's go over to our feature branch build job, and the feature branch functional test will be run. Build successful. Everything is fine. Functional test passed, and now all of our changes are in remote feature branch. Let's see developer's email. Here we have various notifications from Jenkins sent from the server and from the code reviewer. Here's a notification about an unstable build when functional test failed. And then finally successful verification and tests. So the developer can receive all notifications by email and monitor the progress of his change. Also, let's see what happens in Jira. Here there are no comments for our issue. We'll see it later. Now it's time to merge our changes into Dev branch. So first we need to check out Dev branch. And then we merge our changes. We need to merge our FB change full name branch into Dev. We should use no fast forward. Let's put merge commit message ASF 2. The message will be change full name merge commit. Next, we need to push our merge commit into Garrett to the remote branch code review. Merge commit here. Push to Garrett. Push successful. Now the developer can see it. Our merge commit change request. Code review passed. Let's see about verification. Go to Jenkins. Now you can see the dev build job is currently running. Build successful. Code verification also passed. Submit the change. Change submitted. And we can see that dev build job is currently running. When dev build job is completed, functional tests will be run against dev branch, and then integration tests. The branch has been built successfully, and functional test job folder branch is currently running. Of course, dev artifacts should be deployed, and the deployed job will run next prior to integration testing. Functional test successful, deployment job starts. Let's go to Jira and see if there are any changes. Yes. Looking at some comments for our issue. Here's a comment about successful functional tests. And build job from dev branch. So as you can see here, we have a link to the Jenkins build. Here and here. And we also have full commits so that we can easily identify the changes in Git repository. Okay. As we can see, integration tests against the dev branch are currently running. So we can see some failures here. Let's check. Integration test failed. Let's see what happened. Okay, we can clearly see we need to fix our integration test. Let's do it. Integration test. Here we are. Make the changes. Let's commit. Add the commit message to fix the integration test. Now we should push our changes to Garrett. The change will go through the whole pipeline. Push successful. Now the developer can see it, the change request. It seems to be fine. Code review passed. What about verification? Verification passed. I can submit the change request directly to the dev branch. See what happens. Build job for dev branch has started. Build completed and functional test is now running. Functional test successfully completed, and deployment job for dev branch started again. Let's see the developer's email. While deployment is in progress, we can see notifications about new comments in Jira. We can also find information about code review for integration test and about successful verification. This is a very interesting notification from Jenkins about an unstable build. As you can see here, the integration test failed. Now we go to the link in the Jenkins job where we can see test results and figure out what happened. We already did it right into Jenkins, but all notifications came through the developer's email. As you can see, integration testing is in progress now. Integration testing successfully completed. Let's see into the integration test job. Here we can see the test results as a picture of test passed successfully. Here we can see the build number. And now everything is fine. The deployment job has been completed successfully. The change we made is now in the dev branch of the remote repository, so we're now done with our changes. Let's see it in Jira. Of course, we have the notification of the unstable build due to failed integration tests, so we can go to this link and figure out what happened. Then, we also have a number of successful notifications after we fixed the integration test. All of these notifications clearly state that all of our changes are in the dev branch and that everything is fine. And with that, we've walked through the whole CI process. As you can see, all ASF tools are tightly integrated, and the integration allows us to do development and to use CI/CD pipelines without any command line tools so that we can do almost everything from IDEA. We can check what happens in Jenkins, we can receive notifications by email, and we can track all activities from Jira. By the way, only notifications related to Dev Branch currently are sent to Jira. Notifications for Feature Branch are not in Jira now. Of course, we can use Garrett to make code reviews and so on. So as you can see, ASF is a very flexible and helpful tool that provides end-to-end continuous integration. For developers, it can be deployed out of the box and easily customized. For more information, visit us on our website, www.griddynamics.com/DevOps. Thanks for listening.